Hey Vinyl community, I'm at my mum's house at the moment. I got really lucky today, so I thought I'd come and make a quick video for you. I'm not sure how quick it'll be actually, because I got pretty lucky today. I went to an auction, as the title suggests, and I won. That's a rare thing around here. And there was 2 big boxes of vinyl and some pretty interesting stuff in there. And I left a bid, I went out for the day with my family, and lo and behold I won. Yeah, so I won the whole great big load for £21, and as you'll see I did pretty darn well. There's at least a couple £100 worth of stuff I won, so for £21 I did really well. And yeah, I'm really happy, and you'll see why. So yeah, first one. How groovy is this? The Alan Chew 2 Orchestra, This Is My Scene. Look at that. This is like funky, jazzy, I guess exploitation type stuff in a way. It's like doing the hits of the day, like Penny Lane, Green Green Grass of Home, you know, I'm a Believer, kind of standard stuff. This is from 1967, but it's got a kind of cool, groovy feel to it, because this is the kicker. Guess who's on bass? John Paul Jones from a little band called Led Zeppelin. Before they were famous, I guess. Piano, Nicky Hopkins. You may know Nicky Hopkins. He worked with the Rolling Stones and various other people. Plays on this. Andy White plays drums. Now, Andy White, George Martin, the Beatles producer, brought in Andy White, and on Love Me Do, he plays on one of the later takes, I think, that they used. I think the original first presses have Ringo, and I think George Martin brought in Andy White to play some drums. I guess he wanted it fixed in his mind on that track, and then it was released, I believe. But yeah. Yeah, I think I would like this cover. I've seen this album before in shops, and it's quite expensive. Like I'm sure I've seen it for like £40–50 before, and like I said, I got the whole big stack for £21, so that was really cool to find. Great cover. I found this one. Krupa and Rich, Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich, legendary drummers. This is an original copy. It looks like it's from the 50s, flip back sleeve. Really nice one, good condition. All of these are in really nice condition as well, which is great, because often I'll find good albums and they're trash, as I'm sure you have that problem as well, but they're all in really nice shape, so that was great. To that. This is random. I just bought this film recently on DVD, and then lo and behold it turns up on vinyl. How funny is that, in this great big stack? It's meant to be, I reckon. Once Upon a Time in the West, a classic western. Charles Bronson there in the background, and is that I've forgotten his name now, but yeah, anyway, classic film with some amazing shots in this film. If you haven't seen it, then check it out. I was really glad to have this in the stack. Wings Over America, Paul McCartney and Wings. This is an original copy, 3 LP set, and it's got the poster as well, in perfect condition. Never been hung before, so yeah, I might even get that framed. It's really cool. And yeah, really nice shape. I've never actually owned this one on vinyl before, so that was great to find in the box. Doing well so far. This was a cool find. Mike Oldfield, is it Omadorn? But look, it's a quadraphonic press. And not only that, pièce de résistance. If you can see, promotional copy. You see? Promotion copy only, that says. So yeah, what a cool find, a quadraphonic promo copy. And it's got that great shot there. So yeah, I looked this one up online and these go for some money as well, so that was a cool find. Bob Dylan and the band. This is one I've never owned before the flood. It's like a live album with the band. You know, I'm not going to pretend I know everything. I've never owned this one before. I like the band, I like Bob Dylan, so yeah, this should be great. Bob Dylan Greatest Hits. More Bob Dylan Greatest Hits. I've got this one already, but this is in a lot better condition, so that was a nice find. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Four-Way Street, in perfect condition. Now this isn't a UK first press, it's a slightly later pressing, but it's in like perfect condition. I used to have a first press of this with the Atlantic Plum labels, but I got rid of it during a purge one time, and which I regret now, but I've got it back now for cheap, so yeah. Not an original, but like I say, I'm sure it sounds good. Johnny Cash live at St Quentin. Cajun Country, Jimmy C. Newman. I don't know this guy, but I like Cajun music. And I like country. I've heard of him. I'm sure I've seen this before. I'm sure I've seen his records before. You know, digging through the country sections, but I've never actually listened to him. I don't think. So I'll try that out. It might be nice. Might be crap. I'll see. Waylon Jennings, Are You Ready for the Country? I used to have this one and I got rid of it during my purge, one of my purges. So I'm glad to get that back because I really like Waylon. Great voice, good songwriter, you know, a man's man. Waylon live. Dreaming My Dreams. And then another Waylon live album with a very 70s illustration there. That's cool, that'd be good to listen to. Blondie. Parallel Lines. I don't own any Blondie on vinyl, so this will be interesting. Good lord. Best of Blondie. Chuck Berry. Some Ray Charles. I love Ray Charles. Not bad. Compilation there. Take These Trains. This is a fun one. Miami Vice 2. My favourite show of all time, so that was really fun to find. It's got to be meant to be, hasn't it? These little random things showing up. But yeah, how funny. Look at that. That Testarossa there, beautiful. Chet Atkins and the Boston Pops. I like Chet Atkins, great guitar player. I don't really know the Boston Pops, I've heard of them. But I'll try it out because it's got Chet Atkins on it. Glenn Campbell live. Glenn Campbell is someone I've heard about a lot. I know there was a documentary about him. I believe he died fairly recently. I know he's well respected. I always thought he was like a cheesy kind of middle of the road type artist, because I used to see his albums all the time in charity shops and stuff like that, and I didn't think he was very good. But I never bothered to check him out really. But apparently he's well respected, so I'll check him out. You know, finally. There's so many here. It's like hard to know what to show really without making this like an hour long really. So I'll just kind of show some ones I think you might be interested in. Kings of Skiffle, a Skiffle compilation. This has got, interestingly, it's got Alexis Corner on this, who's like they call like the father, one of the fathers of the British blues, and he started out doing skiffle. So that'll be interesting to hear. It's got Lonnie Donegan, Ken Coyler, Alan Lomax, who I only know from his field recordings, but apparently he made his own music as well, which will be interesting to hear. I'm just going through some here. There's so many. Okay, oh yeah, here we are. Frank Sinatra, Live at the Sands. Count Basie, nice 2 LP set. There's a few Frank Sinatra albums that I got in this stack, so that's cool. I like Frank Sinatra. Soundtrack to The Graduate. Simon and Garfunkel. That'd be nice. Peggy Lee. I vaguely remember listening to Peggy Lee a while ago, but I'll check her out. That might be nice. Nancy Sinatra. You know, some nice tracks on this. I've got her album she did with Lee Hazelwood. This would be cool to hear. Emmylou Harris. Quarter Moon in a 10-Cent Town. Like Emmylou Harris, you know, her work with Graham Parsons is fantastic. I believe he discovered her. Is that right? But yeah, that'd be nice to listen to. The Dirt Band. I know the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Is that the same group? This looks interesting. Kind of Americana, country rock type stuff. That should be up my alley, I think, by the looks of it. Mamas and the Papas. The original Trinidad Steel Band. That looks fun. What else have I got here? Got so much to show. I've got some 10 inches. I've got Lonnie Donegan there, that's cool. Chris Barber. Whoever who owned this collection was a Chris Barber fan, because there's absolutely tons of Chris Barber records in it. Louis Armstrong there, nice 10-inch. Nice colour on that, original, looks like the 50s. Xavier Cugat, kind of Latin type stuff, that'd be nice. Chris Barber's Jazz Band, really nice cover on that one. 50s, nice illustration. A lot of these 50s 10-inch records have really beautiful illustrations on. Some more Chris Barber. A ton more Chris Barber, there's loads of it. What else have I got here? Load more Chris Barber. Basically, if you're a Chris Barber fan, you'd be in heaven right now, because I think I've got most of his friggin' catalogue by the looks of it. Just tons of stuff. Sort of trad jazz stuff, you know. Nothing particularly interesting, but just really nice music, you know. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I got like every John Denver album, every Tom Jones album, every Herb Alpert album ever was included in this box as well, so I won't bother showing those because, you know, I doubt many people are interested in them, but I might try them out. Some singles, perhaps the most random combo ever, Willie Nelson with Julio Iglesias. Okay. Some more Louis Armstrong. Ken Coyle's Jasmine. That Patterson Girl. I don't know, I've forgotten her name, but anyway, yeah, that looks interesting, cool cover. Oh, Ottilie Patterson, because there's another one here with Chris Barber's Jazz Band. What else have I got? basically there's like about 200 albums here, and I'm already at 15 minutes, so I might end it there. But yeah, just a brief kind of look at what I got. There's a ton more, and I'll show more over time. When I've been listening to it, I'll talk about it and what I think, and yeah, it should be cool. Yeah, but yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. And I think I did pretty well for £21 altogether, really, didn't I? So yeah, cool. Until next time.